So back in the 1940s, I want to say 1949 or so, the state of Kansas, the state legislature in its infinite wisdom, required a loyalty oath of all state employees. And when they passed that loyalty oath, it was in the midst of the Red Scare, in the midst of a time when folks were persecuting those who had slightly different opinions than theirs, and inventing people to persecute when they couldn't find real-life people who had opinions different than theirs.
Anybody who was hired in state government was asked to sign the loyalty oath, which you can look up. The original loyalty oath was a very long, detailed oath.
So the particular text of the loyalty oath that the state adopted included some language like you saw in other states that was designed to persecute particularly folks who had socialist or communist views. But as with those other loyalty oaths, it was so broad, so vague, so unconstitutional that it captured all sorts of protected speech and protected association on top of everything else, right? So it went on for nearly 20 years, intimidating people, creating an environment of fear and harassment, creating an environment that restrained people from being themselves. It wasn't until a group of brave people in Kansas came together in the mid-1960s that anyone actually challenged the legality of that loyalty oath.
We just gathered people in our living room and got into an immediate argument. And I said, well, but we're not all lawyers, and there has to be a role for those of us who aren't lawyers. No. I said, well, what about public education, and what about lobbying, and, all this kind of thing? No, we bring cases.
And some folks came together in the 1960s, including a professor, I believe was at the University of Kansas Medical Center.
Jerry Ehrenreich, who was the one that filed the case on the loyalty oath. The reason he was asked to sign a loyalty oath was because he got a job at the KU Medical Center in Kansas City. And so he was the one that brought the case.
And he filed a lawsuit that eventually succeeded, got the loyalty oath struck down as being unconstitutionally vague. Things can be unconstitutional because they say so little that you don't know what they are intended to cover.
Anybody who wants to overthrow the government of the United States is going to be very willing to lie and sign an oath. So what does an oath give you? And that convinced Wayne there really was no value in a loyalty oath, and it certainly seemed unconstitutional. And that's why he took the case.
But it's a very important thing because it is really the ongoing struggle in this country between a government that wants to tell other people how to live their lives, that wants to infringe on our freedom, and always does so in a way that picks on the same groups of people. And so there was a lot of work to be done. And our charge was really to build a movement of folks all across Kansas, not just in the half a mile away from the office's location, but all over the state, to build a movement of folks who were passionate about civil liberties, willing to do something about it, willing to push back, and willing to build something better, too. And I think that's what we've accomplished.